1995, Masahide Miyata and the developers from Neverland created one of their best-selling games for the Super Nintendo. Even though Neverland announced that it would cease operations and file for bankruptcy in 2013, and besides the Rune Factory series, their developed games are mostly unknown to European and American players. But one game still stands out. Their prequel to Lufia, The Fortress of Doom, is up to this day one of the most beloved retro RPGs for the Super Nintendo. We are talking about Lufia 2, Rise of the Sinistrals. Let's take a look at the game. Like mentioned before, Lufia 2 is the second game in the Lufia series and the prequel to Lufia and the Fortress of Doom. The story of Lufia 2 takes place 100 years before the first game. The hero is Maxime, the ancestor of the first game's hero. At the beginning, Maxime is a resident of Alcid, a town on a small, remote southern peninsula on a large continent. Whereas most people in Alcid have normal jobs, Maxime is a professional monster hunter. When he is not busy fighting jellies, Maxime spends time with his friend Tia. Although Maxime only thinks of her as a friend, Tia, through subtle comments, has been trying to convince Maxime to become her fiancé. Maxime's adventure begins when he learns that monsters have locked the exit to the cave leading to Sandleton, a town north of Alcid. Since Maxime is the only fighter in his town, he volunteers to retrieve the key from the monsters. After he successfully reopens the path, a mysterious woman called Iris reveals herself and tells him about the Sinistrals, four mighty gods who try to dominate the world. Convinced from the mysterious woman that he is the chosen one, he starts his journey to rescue the world. In the game, your characters walk about an overworld map, enter dungeons, fight monsters, buy or find new equipment and spells, and set out on a quest to save the world. The player's party supports up to 4 characters at once, along with a capsule monster. Monsters appear on the map in dungeons and can be avoided if the player wishes. Motion in dungeons is also turn-based, and monsters do not move unless the player does. Maxime gains a number of tools and weapons for use in dungeons, similar to the Legend of Zelda titles, such as a bow, bombs, or a hookshot. These, along with a sword, will stun monsters temporarily and interact with obstacles. On the world map, however, monsters are encountered randomly. Aside from the RPG standards of fight, use item and use magic in battle, characters also have access to IP skills, which are attached to weapons, armor and accessories. Each character's IP bar fills when he or she takes damage, and is depleted when an available IP skill is invoked. IP skills take varying amounts of charge to activate. Also, IP skills themselves cannot be customized, sometimes forcing the player to choose between a newer and stronger piece of gear or an older, weaker one that has a powerful IP skill. Unlike some other games in my recommendation series, Lufia should be a must-play for every RPG fan. With a challenging but not too hard difficulty and a great soundtrack, this game can be played up to this date without the feeling of playing a technically outdated game. That's all for today and see you in the next video.